Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome back to the Gems of War Guild Wars Week 41, Day 2. It is the dreaded Red Day, the day that all the dwarves get used, but we're trying something slightly different, well the same but different order. I'm trying to see if we can rush a Dawnbringer quick enough to get the barrier to not die. That would be nice, and that is our goal, so that is exactly what we're doing. It is rush Dragon Soul, get hopefully into a full Dawnbringer, get the barriers from Dawnbringer, and then we are safe for a short period of time, get the World Breaker looping then, and then go from there. Only big issue with this is we are blocking one of our biggest mana generators, which is the World Breaker, on almost every color except for his green. But ideally we'll get the Dragon Soul into the Dawnbringer quick enough that the barriers will keep us alive, and then we can just go from there. And that is the game plan. So we're going to move that, get attack reduction, even more attack reduction. Even more attack reduction. Looks like he's not killing us with skulls this battle, so we're at least safe in that regard. And I don't think we have any drops, so we'll simply go for a purple. That gets us to full mana. Also, our defend team right now has like a 50% win rate too, so yes, this team is very devastating. I'm not using that specific lineup of it though, I'm using the penguin version of it. We did indeed get the double surge, that's nice. Unfortunately, you did get the poke before I could tap it, so Dragon Soul is almost dead. One skull will not actually kill it because we did hit enough extra turns, so at least we have that going for us. So we'll go for the... Oh! I forgot about that. I went with the rush version, but then kind of forgot that he's using a wisp. I actually can't use my ability right now. If I do, he will get rid of the barrier. Oh, he didn't go for the skull. Oh wait, actually that wouldn't even matter if he did. Ah, he went for it. No. Plan failed. Okay. Plan B is, well, just get it down. Then take a green, get it up, and go from there. Rip. Okay. Plan did not work. So we'll take the purple over. That gives us ellcarjen. We take the red. Mainly just need the green, though, so we can finally get him going. Of course, it doesn't surge, unfortunately. It'll just hit the barrier. And throw the... Do we go for ellcarjen first? It's gonna miss, but he doesn't use the color, so it doesn't really matter too much. There we go, nice, after he landed. And we'll get that down, get our damage, and one more poke will do it. Doesn't even matter on what. You would try getting one more poke in. Luckily, it doesn't really do much. We'll throw that to try to attempt for some mana. We get it, and there we go. Oh, he still lost a troop. Let's try it again against not Wisp. If not, if they do have a Wisp, I'll need to go switch it back to what we normally do. Okay, good. This is what I use, Atri. If I'm not mistaken, that's the exact team I use, and it's currently at a almost 50% win rate. Lord Ironbeard, Lady Ironbeard, Penguin, and King Highforge, which should be exactly what he's using right now. Oops, I keep forgetting clicking back there goes all the way out the screen. But if we go back over here, yep, that is the exact same team he's using right now, except his is probably mythic because I still haven't bothered doing that to mine yet. Poor little guy. Also, we're up against the rank 1 guild right now, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, the Black Hand, which is currently in number 1. So let's see what this one does. It's pretty much just all going to be variants of exactly what he's doing. So this time around, we're actually going to be able to do the plan which I had, which is get a Rush Dawnbringer to hopefully protect us with barriers. That is the goal. Will that happen? We'll find out. Let's move. I guess we try for a double skull, which we don't get, which is kind of to be expected. We'll take the blue. Blue, a little helpful. It does get our Dawnbringer up, though it's not getting our Dragon Soul up, which is one of our main objectives. That skull, I think I'm just going to let him have. That's better than him taking mana at this point. We can take a brown into a red extra turn chance. We didn't get it, but we still got the reds at least. Get our purple, get a little bit of mana, and now we can throw this down. Should be able to get our quick Dawnbringer, and we do indeed get it. Oh, and we get a 5x green for the big guy over there, so he can keep getting his mana up. We could take a purple here and let him poke us with his skull. I think I take the skull, then throw our ability, and then go from there. So we'll do that. He'll do whatever. Now we throw our barrier so he doesn't kill us. And as long as he doesn't... As long as he's not smart enough to double poke that, we should be fine. So we'll take a purple here. Move that over. And he's not smart enough to target the same one twice. Good. And we get an extra turn off of that. Very good. Don't have a Dawnbringer, but I might still try it. Or we could go for the Dragon Soul right now. I mean, not a Dawnbringer, I mean ellcarjen alignment. Oh, it does miss, but he doesn't use the color, which is nice, so we can just throw that in. And one more Dawnbringer will do it, and we'll be good to go. That is enough damage, right? Yes. Actually, so would the dragon, so let me actually go for this. Because there are 4 dragons, that's 20 damage, and the explosion will kill it out. And that gives us more mana, so we get slightly more score. Not that big a difference, but it helps. probably gave us like 10 more points or something. Every little bit counts. So hello everyone, hope you all had a wonderful Valentine's Day. Let's see. Hello JZG, hello Minternacht Film, hello hello Maximilian, hello War, hello Aaron, hello... Is that a different Aaron? No, they're both the same Aaron. Wait, there are 2 Aarons. I didn't even realize that. Welcome both the Aarons. Hello Marcos, hello Captain, hello RapPF, hello Alonso, hello Anthony, and hello D. Welcome all, welcome, welcome. Let's see, were there any questions and all that? Let's see. Oh, have a good night, Aaron. Yep, happy Valentine's Day. I didn't really do much for it. It was basically just a normal day. Not too much really happened today for me, personally. Just a standard Valentine's Day. That and just like those little cherry chocolate things I was mentioning. I always like getting those for Valentine's Day, just because I very rarely ever get them. So Valentine's Day makes a good time to go for that treat. They are really high in sugar, though. Oh, well, we'll take a purple here. I don't want to take the purple over there in case he would have gotten a red. Now I can, because it doesn't matter as much. He could get a really big apothecary here. Not much I could do about that, so we'll move that down. And he does miss, which is really good for us. We'll get that. And is there enough? Oh, never mind. I thought he got full mana. I was going to throw Elamagrim, but we don't even have his mana, so we'll wait a turn or two. It has full mana itself, so he will want to start getting those barriers up. He has no way to remove them, so he has to basically do 0 damage, which could be nice. There's a chance... Oh, no, she can't kill it. It will have a higher armor if we do any cast. So we'll throw Elamagrim. And we do land the extra turn. Very nice. Nothing else to really move around. We'll start a Dragon Soul. And that doesn't have enough armor to yield the 3 times damage, so we'll be safe from it. Throw another one down. And one more Dawnbringer should be enough. Let me see, how much is that up to? 32? That is indeed enough for a wipe. And down it goes. And I think we had 2 more, was it? If we can keep this up, we might score a 9,300. Ooh, okay. So for Wisp, I think I do need to switch it back to how I normally do. I know it's not that big of a difference, but yeah, that Wisp really stops us from being able to get a quick Dawnbringer. Because if we go for the quick Dawn... Oh, well, we might still get it after all. That's funny. Even though I moved its location, there's still a possibility we might get it immediately. Which isn't really too useful against him, because he has the Dispel. And when it dispels, it will remove all of our barriers, as well as every other positive stats effect, which is only barrier, because that's the only one we have on this team. So we'll let him Skull Poke us. We got a couple extra turns, so we'll do slightly less damage. Not much, but we'll go take the purple. That'll give us Dragon Soul. And now we can start getting our mana loops. This is why we didn't go for the Dawnbringer rush, because he's just going to get it all off of us. Like right now, we would indeed have a full Dawnbringer, because all that was off of yellow, so we'd have 22 mana. The other 2 would be in him, most likely. We'd be able to throw a Dawnbringer, but it'd be pointless to do right now, because he's just about to cleanse us. So that's why we set it in this order. That gives us World Breaker, nice. Oh, no, that's not nice. Okay, he has that. I just have to hope he's not smart enough to go for it. That's our only chance. So we'll move that over. Come on, AI. You got this. Do the wrong move. Do I Dragon Soul or do I World Breaker? I think I actually Dragon Soul because there's a higher chance he will die. Whereas World Breaker I think gets to survive. And we got it. Very nice. So our luck came through. We'll just throw that down. He'll hit something that doesn't actually get a kill. And it should be enough damage to wipe now. We're pretty close to it. Yep, there we go. And down it goes. Barriers for the win. Let's see if we can do that one more time against, let me guess, Triple Dwarf with 1 other troop. Exactly so! That's not really too hard of a guess. Almost every single team is going to be either 4 times Dwarfs or Triple Dwarf with a assisting troop, with that assisting troop normally being either a Penguin or a Wisp. There's a few other ones too, but it's either like a Apothecary there, a Dwarven Gate, a Wisp, or a Penguin. Penguin is for one-shotting easily. Wisp is to get rid of barrier. Dwarven Gate is the barrier yourself, so it survives longer, and for mana generation, and so it's still full dwarves. And Apothecary is for mana generation, and in case the enemy's going free spam, which I don't think anyone really does on Red Day. I don't even know if that's possible to do on Red Day, but yeah, the Apothecary version doesn't really work out that well. I have tried it in the past too. Penguin has been my favorite so far. Wisp works out nicely, but only if they're actually using a Dawnbringer. If they're using something else, you can easily just use a different weapon. The reason people use Dawnbringer, though, is, of course, for the cleanse. I mean, not the cleanse, for the barrier, so that they can't one-shot. With that being said, I think he's going to take enough damage here that I don't need to worry about him. Let's see, a skull would bring him down to... Oh no, that's not going to be enough damage. Or will it? You know what? I think it will. So I'm going to throw a Dawnbringer first. Throw that down. And it should be enough to kill it. And there we go. So now we don't need to worry about it. We got our barriers. And as long as it doesn't hit first slot, good. Wow, we might be able to win this battle with 0 damage. This would have to not miss. It missed. It even missed the other one. I don't think I've done a single red day without any damage. Or like a single battle in it. We almost did. If he didn't take that skull, we would have done it with 0 damage. Due to getting enough barriers. Well, that will help our score at least quite a bit. And let's see what that brings it to. I think we scored over 9,300. That's pretty decent for... Yep, there we go. 9,400. That's not too bad for a red day. Against the #1 guild. Or at least #1 at the moment. The #1s are normally things like Black Hand, Black Dragon, Anonymous, and where's Interim? Interim's pretty far down. They might be missing a person this week. We're actually missing a person this week, which basically guarantees that we're not going to be staying in bracket 1. Even if we did really good, everyone in the guild, just the fact that we're missing one person is a huge handicap in actually being able to get up. So yeah, we're pretty much guaranteed going back to bracket 2, unfortunately. But it's fun to mess around in bracket 1 while we can. If I'm not mistaken, we're actually still perfect win rate. That'd be great if we could actually get that this week. Let's see, how close are we? 5-0, 5-0, 5-0. Yep, we are currently. Though that could change on any day, just randomly. Because everyone will be setting the hardest defense in the game. At least we get a good tour of all the good defense, though some guilds, like on Red Day, will be spamming the same thing like we just saw. Like the same 2 variants of the exact same team. But hopefully we can go 5-0 again. It's been a while since I was able to 5-0 on a bracket 1. Is there really a new kingdom coming out Friday? Supposedly, yes. I haven't heard anything from the devs officially saying one way or another. But according to every spoiler thread there is, February 16th, which is indeed this Friday, we are getting 8 new troops and an entire new kingdom. Do keep in mind that if this is true, the event for it is not coming the week after like it normally does. It's coming 1 week later because Shitang is coming this patch, but the 2 new troops that are going to be coming into it, that'll make it go to 10 troops. It's coming in with 8, but then another 2 are coming a little bit later on. But it needs the new patch before they can come in because they have some mechanics that work for the new minigames that are coming in that are basically replacing out Guild Wars. Also, by the way, this might be the last week that we get a consecutive week of Guild War after Guild War after Guild War. That or next week. Because next week there is a good chance that we are getting the new patch. Because the other... Assuming that the spoiler threads are true. Because the they would have to get it out before the 26th is basically the bottom line. How they currently have it structured. And they said that sometime before the end of February they are trying to push it out. So it would make sense that later next week would be the next patch. Which means once next patch comes in, there's a major change affecting Guild Wars, where it will only be occurring once every 3 weeks. Which, yeah, that's going to make it so we don't have nowhere near as many Guild Wars as we currently have. Not quite sure what my stream schedule will be after that. But we'll likely be doing something to some degree. If not necessarily daily streams, we will be doing more video content instead. But yeah, we'll just have to judge it, see what the new content even is, see how much time it actually takes to do it. Because I don't think it's like Guild Wars in that it's a daily thing. I think it's something that you do on a weekly basis, but it's not like it's not like something that you do day by day. It's just you do it and then you can just not do it, I believe. Though I'm not fully certain on that. Any suggestions for Guild War teams without mythics? For what day? You would need to give me a day, and maybe some things that you have on that day that you want to use. Normally, most Guild War teams do run with at least 1 mythic, though. Or at least in late game, anyways. If you're earlier on in, like, bracket 5 or 10 or something even lower than that, you can get away with a lot more. But if you're in bracket 5+, pretty much every single team you're going to be running will need at least 1 core mythic. Or at least the few core legends that make them work. Because Guild Wars is made to be end-game content, for the most part. All weeks? Let's see. Well, what do you mean as far as the color, though? Like, which specific one do you need? I know that you would need it for all of them, but just giving out general ones for all of them isn't really going to help much. If you give, like, a specific one and maybe, like, 1 good troop that you have for it, I can help you around that way. Let's see. Most of the Shutang troops have mana drain immunity, so that patch should be at the same time of its release. I would assume that they would give it out with different traits initially. But yes, if that is indeed true, because I did notice that too, which was one of the reasons why I thought it was occurring before then. But if that's the case, then that means it would be coming in, like, tomorrow. If that's the case. In which case, yeah, that's, like, right around the corner. We'll have to see. I haven't heard anything about that, though. I haven't been checking the Discord that closely, though. Because I know they normally spoil things like that on there. And I don't believe they've mentioned anything on the forum. The only thing that they've really mentioned as of recently is the Shocktopus that accidentally came in. I don't think I do anything for the Valkyrie here. We're just going to explode and hopefully get lucky. And nope, that is not lucky. We also have no cleanse, or at least no consistent cleanse. Discord says nothing? Oh, okay. Yeah, I check the Discord like once every month. That is how often I check the Gems of War Discord. I very rarely ever use it. Okay, we are in a really bad situation right now. I think we just go for board clear, hope we get him to full mana, or at least pretty close, and then just work from there. There we go, we got some cleanse, and we can finally take blues now, or go for the extra turn, so we'll take exactly that. That'll give him full mana, and now we can finally function. So we'll go move that, take out the Team Lipe, and down it goes. Take to the sky to visit our Kingdom Shutang, arriving soon in Gems of War. Yeah, that doesn't mean the patch is arriving soon, though. Did they actually mention that on their Facebook? Let me see. That's another thing I don't check often. I used to even do all my video posts there, too, and now I, like, barely even do it at all. Let me see. Let me go check their Facebook. Oops, I'm checking my own. Fail. Let's see. Well, while I'm here, what even is the last thing I posted on my own Facebook? I think it was, like, let me see. It was the... Come on, reload already. How is Facebook taking forever to load? There we go. It was the negative stats effects 1 week ago. Okay. Yeah. So basically, like, one upload per week is what I do. Fail. But let me go check the... let's see. There it is. I found it. Well, I found their Facebook. I can't find their actual post yet, though, because it doesn't want to load. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, adventurers. Enjoy some tentacle love, giggity, from us to you. Check out the mail today for a special surprise. Yeah, did they ever give us the free Shocktopus? They were supposed to. I don't think they actually gave it. Did anyone get the free Shocktopus yet? It says it on their Facebook, but I don't have any. Well, they said today, and their today is tomorrow already. But yeah, I don't see no Shocktopus. You gypped us a free Shocktopus, unless it gave it to everyone for free, and without actually doing it through the mail. But he even says it gave it through the mail. I should have 2 copies of him then. Nope, I still only have 1. Where's our free copy? I'll be doing a video on him most likely tomorrow. Let's see. Yep, Shutang arriving soon, TM. Well, it doesn't say TM, but they imply that every single time. But, yeah. Yep, it's coming very soon. I don't know if that means this Friday or not, though. We'll have to see. Yep, question. What question did I miss? Let's see. You laugh because you don't understand Guild Wars at all. Mostly just watch for the strategy and to see what troops you need to look forward to. Well, Guild Wars, they are looking to make Guild Wars a lot easier to understand. That's not coming in next patch, but they are looking for, or not looking forward. Well, they probably are looking forward to it, but they're looking into trying to make changes to Guild Wars to make it more understandable. When Guild Wars first came out, it was extremely simple to understand. The only 2 things you needed to know was you need to survive with 4 troops, and you need to use 4 of the exact same color of the day. Now they added like 5 additional conditions on top of that, which make it a little bit more confusing, especially since I don't believe half of them are even mentioned within the game itself. It's just things that they've mentioned on the side that does get scored, but it doesn't actually mention it within the game, which is probably one of the other things that makes it slightly confusing. But they are looking to simplify it again, while still keep it keeping some kind of complex scoring system for it. Because the biggest issue that I had initially with the scoring system was it was way too easy to get the max amount of points, and anyone who wasn't consistently getting the max amount of points was just holding down the guild too much. Now it's a little bit more lenient in how much you can miss, because right now getting max points is essentially impossible, because you would need pure luck after luck to actually get max points. So no one's realistically ever going to get the max. They can get close to it, like things like 9,600 or 9,500 on a given day, but it's impossible to reach it anymore. Whereas under the previous system, it was basically a requirement in some guilds to reach the max, because it was so ridiculously easy to do. Okay, well, that got a lot of value down. We could actually lose to this, because I have no way of really getting that back up. I need to get a whole cast right there, while still keeping on our turn, which we missed. And he's going to get the other drain. Come on, survive with that 3 HP. Nope. No! Hey, well, at least we got one more kill at the end. And that actually counts as a soul, too, surprisingly. So we get 1 extra soul. Yeah, that team is really annoying. It's still, I would have to consider, one of the strongest defend teams right now. This kind of setup that people keep running. Well, I guess we'll go with the Orpheus loop. I need a cleanse for it. Cleanse is the easiest way to take it out, because once you have a cleanse, that takes away a good majority of its value. Even with cleanse, though, the other bad side of it is it can deal a lot of damage very quickly, just from mana burn. But if you have that immunity as well, then it's pretty nice. Also, starting next patch, anything with mana shield is going to be pretty good against it too, because not only do you have immune to Queen Mab, you also have immune to mana drain, which takes out half the team, as well as all the damage other than the Dawnbringer. Well, if they're running in the other variant, it actually takes out all of their damage, because the other variant doesn't run with Dawnbringer, it runs with... Oh no, actually it wouldn't, because sometimes people run it with Kraken, which would be the alternative damage source if that was the case. We'll go through this for the brown to red, get our mana up, see if we have an Alchemist anywhere, and we do. We have it on the green right there. Knock all that down, see if we can get a Hellcat here. Looks like we can get it on blue, so we'll go for just that. Get that down and see what we can do from there. Alchemist, yes, we do indeed have it. So we'll get it down, just to get our mana up. And now we pretty much just auto-win from here. Anything specifically we need to do? I guess take the extra turn and hope we get magic. We do get some, so that's nice. We'll go throw that down for 42 damage. Very nice. And another extra turn, see if we can get a Hellcat into that, and we can. Come on, magic again. Oops, cast it. Nope, but we'll go throw that down. Get our damage again, and one more will do it. And yeah, I guess we'll just go Hellcat it. Oh, it doesn't get a kill. But we can go and... what do we even need here? I guess we'll go for a Alchemist, get our mana up. We need a little bit more. Too bad this isn't a higher amount of mana gain. I feel like that's really low, given how much mana it takes to cost, or to cast. So we'll go throw this down on pretty much anything. We'll do it on purple there. And still a little bit short. We're 2 mana short. I guess now we could technically go forward if we really wanted to, but let's just go for the Alchemist, get rid of an entire board. And that is way more than enough damage. 50 to everything, plus the skull explosions. And down it goes. Let's start with Brown. Brown, I would normally go Gorgultha, Corvash, and build from there. If you don't have Gorgultha, Corvash, you can build from the Ocatris. So we just get this in there, put that there, get the Corvash that you hopefully have, and there you go. You pretty much have the whole team set. Now you just need additional support troops from here. What would I normally do if I went for this? I think a High Forge and one other thing. I don't know if you have those kind of troops though. But yeah, either a Ocatris or the Gorgultha, followed by an Emperor Corvash, and then the rest are just supporting troops of whatever you want to put in there. It doesn't matter too much. One other thing you can do is go for a Dragonian Monk kind of style team. Normally I prefer this because it might not be as viable next patch when Mana Drain immunity comes in, but this has the Mana Drain plus the brown mana accumulation. This has the double Mana Drain plus stuns. So even if they have immune to Mana Drain, you can still stun them. So even next patch, that'll be pretty convenient. And then you just put supporting troops behind it. You'd want one that can summon, which is why I normally say High Forge, because he is a pretty good Red Day summon. And then you just need one other supporting troop of any kind that can fit into the colors. I guess a brown-green maybe for an Entangle. So you get the automatic Entangle. You can get something like a Sylvania Mora. I believe there's some that can cast it too under brown-green if you need something cheaper. Something along those lines. And that uses 0 mythics. It does use pretty high legends though. That's the other issue that comes in. Because if you ask for a team, it's normally just going to convert into that. But yeah, basically building a team around Octris or Dragonian Monk, if you need super budget teams for a Brown Day, is the way to go. He has a Entangle, he gets a full mana drain, regardless of how much mana they have. He creates 6 brown plus 4/1 based on their mana. So if they have 16 mana currently, that would make a 4 additional brown spawn, which will make it a total of 10. And you can accumulate a lot of mana this way. It even has its own +1 and everything like that. So something along those lines. You can use the Octris if you don't have... Oh yeah, I keep calling it that because of YouTube being all weird with the things. Though, I should probably just go back to calling it Cockatrice, because YouTube still keeps demonetizing my things, even if I do every single measure to make it not demonetize it. It's not like fully demonetizing me, it's doing that weird new partial monetization thing, where it has to go through this like review system, and then it gives it the monetization. But then almost all the video views already go by, and then I don't get any money for like 80% of views, if not more. It's really weird how they currently have it. Oops, that is not the move I meant to take. Meant to take that purple, fail. But let's see. How do we recover from that? I guess we'll go and take that purple so we can still take the yellow there. Gotta catch up on that misclick. Move that down. I need him to cast that so we get some kind of alignment. So move that. See what he can do off the purple. That doesn't help us much. I guess we'll just move that one. That'll give us full mana. Let's see. Oh yeah, that was funny. Oh yeah, we haven't gotten spammed by bots for a while. We've been pretty good about that. We've gone about a month or so without a single bot coming to our channel. There's been a few people that trolled us in the past, but not actual bots yet for a while. Oh, actually almost this entire year we've been pretty clean without them. So they finally left us. Yay. Okay. What do we even need here? I guess I can go throw some pokes. That will give the rest of our mana that we need too. That's not enough to kill anything though. How much damage is that? 1-to-1. That's 20 plus 12, 9, 21, 41, 67. That is not enough to kill that. It is enough to kill Sakima. It is enough to kill Giant Spider. I guess I go for Giant Spider in case he feels like getting full mana. So we'll go do that. Now we have Hellcat. I guess we'll just waste it on green just so he doesn't get any value out of green seer. And we'll throw this down. Well, there goes the no value part, but oh well. We kind of had to do that. And now we can convert it back out so he doesn't get anything off of green. World Breaker again, and that's dead. Oh, who's the lady in pink? She is coming next patch. I actually don't know what her name is at the moment. Let me go tell you. It is, her name is Diviner. She's coming in a new kingdom that is supposedly coming out on Friday, with the Chinese integration, localization, I mean. But yeah, she is Diviner, is her name. And she looks like this. Actually, let me see if I can go get the image up real quick. Actually, maybe I should go leave her image up like I did with, what's-his-name, until the patch actually comes out. Let me see. Save image as... 1 second. Let me go save this on my desktop. Save that there. Save. And now it's on my desktop. Get rid of the download thing. Boom. Move that to my image location. If I can find where on earth that is. Let's see. Browse. Desktop. Desktop. Go to desktop already. There we go. And somewhere in all of this mess, I really need to reorganize my desktop, is the file I just put over here. There it is. And open. Now let me go fix her location. And there she is. Yep, Diviner. It's kind of small there, but there we go. And there she is. And the kingdom supposedly is coming out this Friday. Though it might be next Friday, 1 to 2. She's coming out definitely this month. For sure. Yeah, that's her. Let me double check that's not blocking anything. It's kind of blocking the one troop, but you can still see its values. You just can't see its traits. But yeah, it's good enough. Actually, let me move it down a little bit more. Let's see, move it like right... Oh no, there we go. There's almost no way to put anything in Gems of War that doesn't block something. There we go. Now we can see its mana. There. We got her in. Okay. I'll go move the yellow over. Take the purple and see if we can throw a Hellcat somewhere. We don't have it on blue, so we're gonna wait. And now we still don't have it on anything. I guess I still go for blue. It gives 3 different pairs, which is sufficient enough. So we'll go for it. Take it on blue. Get our poke. He gets some yellow, but he doesn't actually use the color, so that's good for us. Go on brown, get everything converted, and we're good to go. So we just clear out the board. Oh, could have taken the extra turn there. I guess it's not too big a deal. We're up against a pretty weak team actually right now. Not quite sure what exactly it's going for with that team. Maybe just wanted to use a bunch of cats. Let's see. We'll go throw it down on green. Actually, are they both the same typing? Raksha and Raksha. Okay, but they both are Rakshas. They really do need to do more to go further on the Raksha faction. There are so few. Rakshas and Wargears are... Wargears are the wolf/fox faction, and the Rashkas are the cat-like ones, like that one, and this one. They really could use a lot to expand upon them, because they've done very, very little. Let me see, if we go into Rakshas right now, actually let me do the troop typing. There's like 10 of them in the game, maybe 12, and almost all of them are useless troops. At least with the Wargears, some more of them are actually useful. Yeah, currently there are 10 of them. There's Claw Dancer, which is useless. There's the Jaguar Warrior, which is pretty useless, though it does gain a nice effect when it gets a kill. It gets a bunch of attack and full heal. Pride Guard is a... Excuse me. Is a troop that boosts based on armor. You very rarely ever see me using it, though, because it's single target. And compared to Tesla or Rowan, and sometimes even Paladin, this guy isn't really as good. Compared to, like, Guard's Avatar, Rowan, and, what's the other one? Guard's Avatar, Rowan, and Tesla. Compared to those 3 troops, he's basically never used. Pride Hunter actually isn't that bad, particularly in Arena. It gets a silence and some frontline damage. Raksha is useless. Rex Warrior is useless. Sakima is actually the most viable out of all of them, and probably the only viable one, if I was to actually use any. She's the double convert. The blues to skulls, the brown to yellow, and then gets a single target, really high amount of damage. Out of all the double converts, I personally consider her the actual, to be currently the best. I do use Inferno King a bit more than her, though. Even though I do consider her better, mainly because Inferno King can be used to wipe out barriers, whereas she's mainly used to wipe out the first troop, so you can then spam out the next one. Shadow Hunter is basically one really big hit, though it's normally not enough to kill. Snow Hunter is useless, and Tall is super useless. He used to have Impervious, and he used to have Remove All Reds and gain attack, but at the time he was super underused, and Guild Wars didn't exist at the time. So instead, they got rid of his Impervious for Empowered, and they got rid of his Remove All Red and Gain Attack for this useless ability. If he actually did what he used to do, he would be really viable on Red Day Defense. But because they changed him and made him useless, he's just, no. He's one of the few troops in the entire game that has Empowered, that isn't worth actually trading for Empowered. That's when you know a troop is really bad, because every single Empowered in the game, in some way, shape, or form, is normally worth going for, mainly because they do something unique. Astral Spirit has first turn board control, Dust Devil has first turn shuffle, and has first turn attack gain, Firebomb, mana generation, stuff like that. But then there's some of the more useless ones, like Falnesta, that's just a really small amount of damage, and Tall, which is, again, just a really small amount of damage. And it's dependent on actually getting a kill, which is really weird that he is Empowered, because you're never going to be able to kill on turn 1 with that ability. So all you're doing is throwing it for useless damage. It's really weird how they made it. Or how they changed it to. Isn't it because your channel keeps... never mind, I already read that. Rock Troll, Dark Troll, Element Grim, and Furnace. How would you guys improve that deck? There isn't really any way to improve it. Though sometimes if you're up against a bunch of Krakens, which doesn't happen as much anymore, you'll put the Element Grim in the last slot. But nope, that's about as strong as you can really get it. Rock Troll, Dark Troll, Element Grim, and Furnace. I think I still have this set up as well. I don't use it for Guild Wars anymore, though, personally. I used to. Yeah, I don't have it set up anymore, I don't think. So let me just go make a team out of it. It used to be my Guild War Red Day, but then I switched over to 4x Dragons for the most part. But yeah, Rock Troll, Dark Troll. I stopped using this as soon as the Dwarves got their... I mean, the Trolls got their nerf. They used to be 1 mana shorter and one more spawn. But then they got a slight nerf, and then I kind of stopped using them then. They're still really good. They're just slightly less consistent than what they were before. And, oops, I keep forgetting. There's so many elementals. I did it again. Twice in a row. Eventually, I will type that A. I keep hitting enter before I can click the A button. Anyways, put that in there. Get the Infernus in there. And there we go. And banner, we just put on standard +2 purple, +1 red, -1 yellow. That banner is so ridiculously useful. I don't think there's any banner I use more than that banner. Okay, so right off the bat, we'll go for... Take the red over. Move that. He's going to double the yellow. Oh, very rare to actually see that troll being used. That specific one. We'll just go move that over. I give him some blue, but we deny some of his yellow. Okay, he goes for red instead because he got it up in time. That actually helps us out. So good for him. We do not have a follow-up though, so we'll just take that red. Didn't get the double blue. We have 2 spawns, both of which are pretty useless. So I guess we'll just double the brown, which is almost guaranteed going to miss, but I'm not doing it to try to get it to land. I'm just getting it to try to overwrite his yellows right now. So he does miss. The only problem is both of us overwrit the purples, so now we don't have a purple to go take. We'll go move that down. Yellow surge will actually not be enough because we have the -1 yellow right now. So yeah, I guess that we just take it. Get him a little bit of mana. The next one, if it does surge, will be enough for him. A little bit of a slow start at the moment, just because we're not really able to get past the board not having our colors. So we'll go throw that down. Finally get ourselves up. Now we can throw this double. Should be able to land, and then we can go from there. As long as he doesn't go too crazy. Yeah, he's really overwriting the board with stuff that we kind of need, but not the ones we need to loop. So it's making it hard for us to actually get the loop going. So we'll go take that. We can throw the double brown right now. Good chance it's going to miss, but it's one of our last chances we have, and it misses. We'll go take the brown right there. What else do we need? Red won't really help us here. I need to take a brown, but we don't actually have alignment for it. Yellow surge might be our best bet, so we'll go for that. Just go throw the Infernus down. That will get rid of basically every barrier on him and get us the mana we need. And now I think we can finally get rolling. Oh, we didn't get it, though. Also, he is immune to burn on 3 of his troops. It's probably a really bad idea to try doing this against this specific team. Just because he has so much counter to what we're using. Well, we can take the yellow into double brown here. He's going to take a skull. We are not stunned. Wait, 2 HP. Well, he's going to die regardless because he's burned right now. Do we try landing it? Let me go for the double brown, then into Elamagrim spam. And see if we can get away with that. So we'll throw this down. We did indeed get away with it, barely. Move that up. Keep getting an attack reduction. Get that down again. It does indeed land. Oh wait, now they're burned. Wait, why weren't they burned before? Oh, did we just not get an Elamagrim earlier, or did it so much time go by that he actually cleansed them all? I guess that's what happened. Oh well, we'll go for that. Get the Elamagrim. I always thought he had immune to burning. I guess not. I think he did prior to ever getting his last trait, but then of course his last trait removed it. But there we go. Yeah, once it gets looping, it just auto wins. That's basically how Elamagrim and Furnace always works. The biggest issue is getting it to that point. But once it gets there, it just wins. Assuming you're not frozen. Let's see. Changing what to only Tacet? Let's see. Oh yeah, changing my YouTube thing to only Tacet. Well, the biggest issue with that is there's already a channel named Tacet. I believe you can have multiple channels named the exact same thing, but then there would be confusion between the 2 channels. Yeah, if I go to Google it right now, or actually I should say YouTube search it, there is a channel named the exact same thing. So if I go into this right now, it's probably buried like crazy at this point. But he does like some kind of music thing. Yeah, if we type in Tacet, there is another channel, and it's just basically a music channel of some kind. Which makes sense, because Tacet means silence. But yeah, it's some kind of music channel thingy. But yeah, there's already a channel under it, with about 1,000 subscribers. Let's see. What do we switch into? I don't know what I want to use against that. I guess we'll go back to the cleanse spam team, just so we don't have to deal with it. Oh, speaking of that, let me go and do dungeons after this too. Because we need to go do dungeons, need to not forget them. Those resources do add up over time, that is for sure. That is not the one I want to use. Where's my loop one? There it is. Orpheus loop. I need to go overwrite some of these team later too. I barely even use most of these teams. Out of all those I have set up, I only use like a quarter of them on a regular basis. Most of them I end up setting up for like a week or something, but then never overwrite them later for whatever reason. We'll go take that over, take the other one over. See what else we can get here. Probably an Alchemist. Get that on the green. That gives us a little bit of everything. See if we can get a Hellcat here. Yes, we do. So we'll go throw that down. Get the mana we need. We have Alchemist as well. Yes, that aligns. So we'll do it right there, get it on the red. And a little bit of everything. I guess we'll just loop it a little bit, see if we can get some magic. Very unlikely, but you never know. If we do get it, that's quite a bit of extra damage. We keep getting armor. Please stop getting armor. That's like 4 times in a row. Okay, we're just going to stop trying to extra turn. He's just going to keep doing armor, apparently. Come on, get magic. HP. He just wants to stay durable, apparently. Attack. Every single thing except magic. We're going to win by the time he even gets it. Let's see, let's try to get it one more time. Oh, we're frozen on yellow. I can't even go for it if I want to. Just for fun. Let's see, would we have gotten it? Yay, we finally got magic. There we go. Oh, and apparently we extra turned off of something. Oh, duh. That's the whole reason why we're using Orpheus in the first place. We have the cleanse whenever we take yellow. Derp. That's kind of the whole reason why it's even there. Whoops. Fail. Did I get the chocolate cherries? Yes, I did get the chocolate cherry things. Actually, I still have 1 box left that I didn't even open yet. It's all the way in the corner. Yeah, I do have them. I don't have anything to open with me, though. I don't carry, like, a knife or a scissors near my desk. Probably should, but, yeah, it's right over there in the corner. I'm keeping it away from all the lights and everything just so it doesn't get heated. Because my laptop always gets really hot and the lights are on for like sometimes 12 hours straight sometimes. So it's just over there in the corner so it doesn't melt. I'll go move that. Sitting on my dresser right now. How would you improve this team? Emperor, Corvash, Lady Arnariel, Vinoxia, and Ragnagord? What are you using it for? Just PvP in general? Or is that Brown Day? No, that's not Brown Day. Well, normally I build it around either the Vinoxia, Lady Arnariel combo, or just simply make a Corvash team. Having both of them together isn't really too needed. I'll go show the team. I've already shown it many times before, though, but just in case you haven't seen it. I'll go show my favorite Vinoxia, Lady Arnariel team as soon as we finish out this battle. And you might want to consider that instead, since you already have the core troops that it requires. There is one more that you don't have, or might not have. It also requires a fully traded Queen Mab, or at least just having a Queen Mab. Not necessarily fully required, but it's definitely really helpful with it. Go throw that down, because it makes it so it can loop infinite damage. Assuming it actually gets the loop and doesn't get frozen. Oh no, we actually died on one. It's getting a lot of skulls right now, wow. Wow, what a turn. He just did like 200 damage in a turn. Oh, and I didn't even kill him. I assumed that would be enough damage. Wasn't paying attention. He could actually win if I'm not careful now. If he gets that death mark proc, we actually lose. Okay, good. He doesn't get it. And we'll take that down. World Breaker dead. And even if he did, we had a skull just sitting right there. And we would have won regardless. Oh, you don't have Queen Mab. Oh, never mind. Then what you're currently using is probably fine then. Though I would move Vinoxia up quite a bit. Probably into second slot. I wouldn't really mind completely blocking Lady Arnariel initially. I don't know, Vinoxia is just one of those kind of troops you really need to put up front. Either in first slot or second slot. It has a bit of a confliction because you can't put both Corvash and Vinoxia in first slot. If you have time, would you go over the mechanics of how to play Guild War Blue? Forest Troll, KrissTigger, Azura, and KrissTigger? Sure, we can go over that team real quick. Let me go into a team that might be used on Blue Day. Let's see, what would be used on Blue Days these days? Is this the standard Famine team? No, that's not it. Let me see if I can find a standard Drain Spam or something. Or let me just go into this for now. But yeah, let me go explain the Blue Day. Guild War Blue. This team right here, basically all you do is rush either Azura or Forest Troll, really depends on the current situation. You take skulls occasionally if they're using something that you need to entangle. For example, if they had like a Scion or something, you'd want to make sure you definitely entangle it. Any skull we take will indeed do the entangle, so we can just do that. Boom, he's entangled. When the board has this few green, we will want to just keep going for purple instead. If we can't take purple, we'd want to go for, yeah, pretty much just purple. Purple or blue or green. Ideally purple, because that gets our initial crystallize. You want to try getting the purple as early as possible. But waiting a turn or two is perfectly fine. We'll go grab that, because once we do, we get 4 mana for free per turn. And now it's just a waiting game. Even if the board is completely horrible, we can just keep waiting it out. So this green, he's most likely going to take because he wants it for his giant spider. So I'm actually going to cast now. He's most likely going to take green off the board regardless, leaving it so we'd have to wait even longer. So we'll just throw that down. We can go for either a full Azura right now or go for more Forest Troll. Right here, since he's about to giant spider, we're going to take the purple. And he just converted out blue, so that's actually really bad now that we don't really have as much to do this turn. Since this is already going to reach full mana regardless, I'm going to take brown instead this turn. Actually, we can take green and brown simultaneously, so never mind, we'll just take that. And just look for the board, see what we don't use. Ideally, we'll of course want to remove something we don't use from the board, which is almost everything on the board currently. Just trying to figure out which one's actually the best one at the moment. It looks like leaning towards a red, either yellow or red. Can't tell at the moment which one's actually better. So we'll go for a red here. That'll also block his Dragon Soul Sum. It doesn't need given mana, so never mind. That does the exact opposite of blocking his Dragon Soul Sum. Have full mana. But we'll go and get the Azura down. Looks like yellow would have been a bit better. He's actually going to get everything at this point. And he gets the one-shot off the Dracos. That I couldn't do anything against. There's actually no immunity to a Dracos cast at this current moment in time. If he gets you, he just gets you. There is no way to counter that as of currently. And so far, this is a really bad example. I was like, let's show how to use the team. Fails. Yeah, this is going pretty bad this time around. We'll go and get rid of... I think that one convert is mainly what did it. I guess just taking more time to go cast a KrissTigger would be quite helpful. We'll go move that over. I still need to go find that purple so we can go get the cycle going. I can't take that one though because it's going to get green. I can't take it that way either, so we're just going to take the poke that way. I just go to Dragon Soul for a little bit of damage. Still not dead yet. Just gotta get another one. Not much we could do against that. We don't have any drains or anything. We could try for the double yellow cascade or the brown. Either or would work, and we don't get either. He takes a skull poke, not that big a deal though. And at this point, let's just take rid of red, so we get a little bit of purple. That also gets our crystallized right back up. Also gives us some green, a little bit of everything. So we'll take that. That gives us full mana on this. If he has higher magic than us, we also create blue. And he does indeed by one mana, or by one magic. So we'll go do that. We get some blues, and that goes right into KrissTigger, which gives us the final blow that we need. And very barely, but we do indeed come through with the win. We finished with everything. If this was the previous scoring system of Guild Wars, we actually would have gotten a perfect score for that. That is how easy it used to be to get perfect score in Guild Wars. But unfortunately, that would have been a pretty bad game if that actually was this Guild War these days. But yeah, that's pretty much the team. The biggest thing is make sure you take your time with KrissTigger to actually figure out where to use it. In PvP, I tend to rush it a bit more, which is what we're in right now. But when you're in Guild Wars, don't feel bad taking like an entire minute trying to figure out where on earth to use them. Because it does make a pretty big consequence where you end up casting the KrissTigger. You want to ideally remove stuff you don't need, but you also want to make sure whatever the cascaded board is going to be, that it's not something that's going to backfire against you. Like that. Though that one I believe was mostly out of sight off the top, so I really had no way of knowing that. Let's see, red won't really do much. Yellow I do want to remove, but make sure it's not going to do something bad. No, it's actually going to give us a couple extra turn chances. Looks nice. I actually want to go for the double green first, though. Maybe this will give us something we can actually use the KrissTigger for that's a bit better. Nope, not really. Still looks like we used on the same thing, except this time we don't get as good of a value out of it. Actually, before I do, let me go cast Azura. That gets rid of his barrier, so we get that out the way. Not that big a deal, but it's away now. And now we can just double KrissTigger into another damage and go from there. And even if it kills that, we're going to get another summon, so it's not going to matter. One other thing I might be doing with this team, I don't know if we actually have one yet. I think next day I'm going to be trying it with the Dawnbringer. Someone suggested it earlier, and it will make it so we don't take as much damage. Which against these kind of like full AoE teams, if anyone is using it on a Guild War day, will help us a lot in saving up our points, which is really important. But yeah, I think I'm going to try it. Instead of a double KrissTigger, throw a Dawnbringer in there. It also makes us cover 2 more colors, which we're most likely going to be denying out anyways, but in case we do get them somehow off of Explosion or other means, it'll allow us to cast it and give us additional barriers. So right here we have the basically the final hit. If we could drop this into a skull, we win, and we can. We just do that, and down it goes. Oh, never mind, we don't. Hello, Entangle. Well, we can just go for the Explosion, and just go for one more little poke into that. And luckily we got the cleanse right there. Just go for the mana so we get some slightly more points. Wait, why did it not die? Did it just get barrier? I think it did in that time, but we'll just go take that down, and down it goes. Yeah, not exactly the best example of how to use it, but that's a general strategy there. Go for purple or Farce Troll immediately. Get either one of those two up. KrissTigger's will get their mana naturally, throw an Azura down, get your explosion, keep using board control and damage off KrissTigger, and then you eventually win. And yeah, I think this Friday, I mean not this Friday, actually I don't know what day Blue Day is this day, or this week, but I believe I will be replacing out one of these KrissTigger's for Dawnbringer. Doing so covers every color. The only slight issue with this is we get less value out of taking a purple immediately, but given how much more value we'll get out of red and yellow, and the fact that we can bury yourself, it's probably going to be worth it overall. Okay, let me go clear out this guy real quick and then go do dungeons. Haven't I said that like 3 battles now? But I don't want to... I want to make sure we get the revenge battle. Revenge battles give twice as much gold, plus the extra glory and everything else. Okay, we'll go for this. Take that over. Move the other one over. Oh, it loops pretty... Well, the main reason why I didn't think that was a Guild War day was because it's not pure color. You can go teams that don't go pure color, but generally later in the game, at the point where I'm in the last few brackets, you definitely want to make sure you do go pure color. Earlier on in the game, it doesn't matter as much. Actually, on most of my lower level accounts that are like under level 100 or so, or definitely still under 200, those kind of accounts, I normally just run Guild Wars, whatever my normal team is, or with only like 2 or 3 colors. I very rarely ever run pure color. I'm not sure if I ever done a video on that. I've done a couple teams kind of going over them, and some of them are kind of self-explanatory. Like you can build any triple around a Ragnagord, you can build any triple around their color. So for example, you can build any triple around an Alchemist, you can build for a yellow day. For blue day, you can do it around Valkyrie. For red day, you can do it around Hellcat, so on and so forth. Because you get a bunch of mana generation very easily from them that way. Yeah, there are a lot of interesting triple teams that I don't really experiment with that much because I will never be running them in my Guild Wars. But for the lower level range of brackets, those kind of teams can be pretty useful. Because it is really hard without a lot of troops to be able to build 4 times pure colors that are actually good enough to win. And sometimes it's better just to have a triple color that can consistently win than a 4 color that will constantly lose. Or only win like 2/3 of the time. Because if you can get a 3 color that wins 100% of the time, you will get more points than a pure color that gets 3 out of 2 wins. And there we go. Let's go do dungeons before we forget. And take our little tribute. What do we get here? Anything good? We get, only a 6. Oh well. But we'll go grab that. Let's go into the games, go under dungeons. Oh yeah, this week is treasure map week too. I've done like 3 treasure maps. I have done so few. I also need to make sure I go and Tradestone farm a little bit. If not on this count, definitely on the other one. Because this is a really good week to go accumulate them. Where am I going? It's all the way at the top. I think the main thing that's throwing me off is the fact that it has a different banner. I almost want to switch it to the other banner for Rowan, just so I don't keep confusing it with the other teams. Because I have 3 teams in a row using the exact same banner. So if I don't look at the name, I won't see exactly what it is. I like having banners set to specific teams, sometimes even just to understand what they are. You know what? Let me go do that now. Just so it's easier to tell, because with all 3 of those back-to-back like that, it's a little bit... it's not really that good of a separation. So let me go give it the Rowan banner instead, to get her up quickly. So we'll go switch it to that. And now we will be able to identify it easily, compared to the other 2. So now if we look at the 3 of them, we can easily tell which one our Explorer team is, without even needing to read. Is there any situations where you use your hero? At this current moment in time, there are very few situations where hero is viable. At the moment, it's mainly if you need a specific trait on your hero class. For example, there's the Titan hero class that gives half mana to all giants. There is the Dragon Guard hero class, which is really good with assisting dragons, which is why I normally keep as my default. There's the Bard hero class, which is really good on pure yellow teams, particularly for Guild War Yellow Day, since you're going to be using pure yellow regardless. And a few other kind of niche purposes, like Assassin's pretty good as a frontline Skull Spammer. Or not as a Skull Spammer itself, but with Skull Spamming troops, it gets quite a few kills. And a few other niche instances. At this moment, heroes are really underpowered compared to normal legends and mythics. They are getting a slight buff next patch. They are likely going to be doing additional changes in the future. But one small change that they're making next patch is they're going to be allowing hero classes to simultaneously have every perk that you currently have unlocked. At this current moment in time, you can only have 1 perk active out of the 3 that you would unlock just from getting the wins on it. But starting next patch, assuming you have them unlocked, you will get all 3 perks. So for example, every single hero class has these little perks that you get as you level them up. So for example, the first one that most people get is the Warlord class, which isn't really that good of a class, but its perks aren't that bad. It is plus 4 attack, plus 8 life, and giant. It counts as a giant. Currently, you can only have 1 of these active. As you can see, whatever one you click on is whatever one you have. I believe you need 30 wins, 50 wins, and 100 wins to have them unlocked with the hero class. I forget exactly the actual amounts, but it's pretty low. It's something that you could easily do in a day or 2, definitely within a week. But you get these bonuses that you can set on. But starting next patch, hero will have all of these simultaneously. So if we want to use it as a giant right now, we have to set it specifically as a giant. But starting next patch, we'll also have the plus 4 attack and the plus 8 life. So that'll be quite useful. Not to mention, those are basically the best 2 you can even have as a newer player, since you would normally want to be playing it in the frontline tank. Because when you're first starting out, your hero class is the tankiest thing you can actually use. Even more so now. It'll have 8 higher attack, 8 higher life, 4 higher attack, counting as a giant, so you can make it even tankier that way. Also, if I'm not mistaken, leveling up your hero is cheaper than fully leveling a common. So it is super, super cheap to level it. The only slight downside about leveling up heroes is they don't actually count towards any kingdom. So the kingdom star levels, this over here, the power level of the kingdom, that helps give you higher tribute, higher gold rewards, and higher stuff like that, and even higher stats here and there off the 5 stars. But the hero class does not contribute to this, whereas a common does. And that's the only real downside to it. But yeah, it's definitely really good to go and rush up Warlord class and get it fully leveled. It's one of the most useful things, even more so next patch, and definitely really vital to do. I'll probably bring back the Let's Play account and go explain that too, because that is really important as a newer player now, starting next patch, to get yourself the Warlord class immediately, and then go and get it fully leveled. That should basically be the first thing you do now, starting as of next patch if you're a newer player. Though by the time next patch comes out, most of you will probably be beyond that point, but still pretty good to do. Under the level 100 range, maybe even under level 200, but definitely under 100 it would be really viable to do. What was the Corvash team, but you don't have Mab? Oh, sorry. It wasn't the Corvash team, it was the Venoxia team. It's, it does use Mab, though. It's Venoxia, what was it? Let's see if I can remember off the top of my head. It was Venoxia, Valkyrie, Lady Ordinarial, and Queen Mab. You can technically run it without Queen Mab, but with Queen Mab, it's infinite damage, assuming they can be hit by it with mana burn. The Venoxia team that you normally build that doesn't use Queen Mab would be something along the lines of a Corvash, Valkyrie, Mercy, and one other troop, depending on what utility you want to use. And then you just spam into a Corvash into whatever the other is. You can even do double Corvash if you have it. I used to do that on my other account. I forget the exact team I ran with it. I know it used a Valkyrie. I forget what the third one was, because I know I didn't use a fully traded Mercy, because my other account didn't have it. Most people don't get it immediately. Fully traded Mercy is kind of something you run later in the game. It's pretty weak early on, because there's not as many things to feed it to, but later on you get a lot more options to actually use it viably. But yeah, basically just double Corvash with a Valkyrie is even fine, just with one other supporting troop that you may want to use, depending on what you need for the situation. Something like a Herdmaster if you need Cleanse, or whatever other utility you need, depending on what you're up against. We'll throw a Hellcat here, get that down. Do we even throw anything? Don't think we need it. We'll just move that, get our extra turns, move that. And I don't have any Dispel on this team, so I have to just throw for damage and get those barriers off naturally. Oh, well, that did a lot of damage. Wow. He got a lot of cascades right there. Oops, I did this, but didn't actually double check. I assumed that would be an extra turn, but it's not. We cannot take this for an extra turn. I'm still going to do it, though. And it does indeed miss. Okay, that was bad. That's bad. Always double check to make sure you have that extra turn. Even if it looks like it is, always make sure it is. Okay, we'll waste this. That's a huge waste right there, but I needed to get his mana up. And he does indeed get the kill. No, we're actually going to lose. We'll have to see. It's not over yet, but if he gets his Nyx up in the time that we need to get this up, he's going to win. Which is very easy for him to do. And he's almost already there. Let's see if I can actually Skull Distract him. I did, but he still got his mana off the Cascade. You've got to be kidding me. Well, we can triple purple. We have that chance. That's about our only chance. And I didn't get it, nor did I get the Surge. And he's just going to drain us and dead. That's match. It's over. Doesn't even matter if we Dawnbringers, it's still enough damage just off of skulls. Rip. Hello, Anthony. Welcome. Welcome. Well, so that goes, so much for trying to use that team to try to get that to work. Try to get the cleanse to work against the drain spam thing. I think the World Breaker is the main thing that makes it go bad, though. Anyways, let me go test a, I want to go test the Shocktopus again. Let's go do that over there, get the Shocktopus in there. I wanted to do a true damage team with Oriali earlier with it that I never bothered doing. Ragnagord and Corvash, I believe it was. Forget exactly what I mentioned earlier. It was a while back before it even was released. What do we still need? We're missing purple. What is a good red-purple tank that has true Miststalker? Yeah, it was Miststalker. It was for the cleanup. There we go. Okay, move that there, move that there. It has armor, so we can use it off there. We get the blue into Oriali, brown, red into the quick mana, go from there. And we also have the +1 naturally off of Miststalker and the +1 blue for Oriali. That's a +4 total across the team. As far as extra mana links and banner. Okay. So, what do we need here? A red surge or a brown surge? So we'll take this brown into maybe another brown. Okay, we get that. Nice, exactly what we need. Go for an explosion. Get a bunch of manas. Now we have basically everything. And now we can start picking what we need as far as pokes. So we need full mana to go get this up. So we'll go take brown, get the green, cascade. And now we have him back up if we want to go use it. But now we throw a Oriali. We can now take out whatever the weakest is. So we'll go for that. Boom, dead. Now go for a rag. Get that down again. Actually, Miststalker isn't particularly useful because it's overkilling the things since we're already doing AoE damage. But then again, actually it is. Because the Shocktopus will never be able to hit everything unless they're using a pure color team, which would be really rare to actually see on defense. Though he is right now, or at least the rest of his team. He's using all the blues, so we can do this into an Oriali. So we'll do that. Get an OK Cascade. And then throw that in, and that's match. Okay, that does work really well. So, or we got really lucky that battle. But yeah, this was the team I wanted to initially do that I forgot to test earlier. The Ragnagord, Shocktopus, Miststalker, Oriali. Also, not counting their Oriali, it's pretty cheap as well. It's an epic, the epic that you'll get for free. I don't know why they haven't handed it out yet. The Miststalker, which is only a rare. And then something in last slot that does true damage. Doesn't have to be Oriali, though. Oriali, Crimson Bat, or Draculus would be the best 3 to put there. I'm just using our Oriali in this case. Mainly because we're going to be getting so much mana generation that we will be able to use her excessively high mana cost to our advantage. Okay, so what do we need here? Because the biggest issue I keep finding with Shocktopus is we keep over-hitting our mana. We keep accumulating more mana than we even need. But with her, that works out because she's covering half the mana, so half the things we target will work properly with her. Okay, so we'll go through this down. And of course, hitting blue right now actually hits everything because he's using that team. And now all we need is one more blue poke instead, or an Oriali, either or. So we'll throw it on blue and team wipe. And there we go. I just realized it makes the same noise that, they repeated the noise that, what's his name makes. Oh, what's his name? I believe the Pan's Veil guy, Elwyn. He basically never gets used because he's such dead content. But I'm pretty sure that's the same guitar chord thing that Elwyn makes whenever he casts his ability. Now I need to go test that. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what that sound is. We'll go take that. Try for a red. We did get one of them. Very nice. Go for our explosion. Get that down. See if we get anything off of this. Looks like a green will hit 3. Plus we get the mana we need. Purple would also work, but it doesn't give us the mana we want. So I'll take that. See if we can get a Miststalker here. Or do we even need it? It would get rid of... yeah, I guess we go for it. So we'll go do that. Get rid of Christine X. Go for the blue explosion. And now we could Oriali into a purple or a green would be the best too. I mean, not Oriali, the thing, the Shocktopus. We can go for Skull here. That will knock it down a little bit, though it mainly just hits armor. And now we just throw this into green into a... Actually, do I hit purple? Well, it would depend if it dies off of poison or not. I think we do it on green and then we do it on Miststalker. And that should be enough to kill. And there we go. Oh, we could also done it with a skull. Actually, I probably should have done that just in case it revived. But down it goes. So is the hero viable late game? You know, all the troops. Which hero? Let's see. The main ones that get used in late game are, well, they're all really situational. There's several that gets used. There's Archer, mainly because it's really well-rounded. It's good with skulls, it's good with casting. Assassin is the best skull-related hero class. Bard is used for Yellow Day and for pure yellow teams because it gives +1 to all stats to yellows. Actually, I should probably say what each one does. Archer has a 15% chance to instant kill when taking skulls, as well as has the fast trait, which gives it half mana from the start. It's the only hero class that can naturally gain half mana without needing other troops. Assassin has the best skull orientation. It has not only the highest skull damage of any hero class, it also has the 10% chance to instantly kill the enemy's last slot, and there's no immunity to it. And that's per skull that it takes. Bard has a +1 yellow to all yellow allies. It also has immune to silence. Death Knight has Death Mark everything on the enemy team when it dies, which is pretty useful. Dragon Guard, which is what I normally use, gives +1 HP and +1 HP and magic to all dragons every extra turn. So if you have 4 dragons on your team, you would get 4 HP and 4 magic across all your troops, or 1 per each, every single time you take an extra turn. And if you only have 2, then of course both of them would get the 1, and so on and so forth. Mechanist class is pretty underused these days, though occasionally it's used to give mechs 50% starting mana. Necromancer is never used, but it's noteworthy that he has the best weapon of any hero class, so you do it to get 250 wins, then ignore the hero class forever. Oracles, there's not enough Centaurs to really use it. Orb Weaver's annoying, not good. Priest has a heal, but it's not really that viable. Sorcerer these days isn't really that good compared to other options. It gains a 50% chance to gain 1 magic per turn. It still does have the best first trait of any hero class, though. It gains +1 purple whenever matching gem matches. But yeah, it has the best first trait of any hero class, which makes it a good, like, mid-game kind of hero class, since most of these hero classes are pretty expensive to fully trait. And like I mentioned, they don't count towards kingdom, so you're basically just wasting the resources to have the hero class. Titan is used with giants to give them half mana, and that's it. Oh, and Warlord's used in early game for just as a tank, or frontline tank, and that's it. The rest of the hero classes are basically useless. Warlord in late game's useless, Warden's useless. Sorcerer these days is basically useless, Priest is useless, or Weaver's useless, Oracle is too niche to ever be viable, Necromancer is useless, these days Mechanist is starting to turn useless, Knight is super useless, probably one of the worst, Warden or Knight is probably the absolute worst hero class, and that's all the ones that are not viable. Also, if you're wondering where any of them are from, you can just click them when you don't own them, and it'll tell you what kingdom you have to do to get them. Actually, I could go through that real quick as well. The kingdoms that they're from are, let me see, Forest of Thorns, Mist of Scales, Pan's Veil, Golvania, Dragon's Claw, Sword's Edge, Adana, Kedar, the one all the way to the east with all the undead, Divinian Fields, Zolkari, Whitehelm, Kerkaroth, the one towards the middle, just east of Broken Spire, Stormheim, Magrim Woods, and Broken Spire, which is the kingdom where basically everyone has that hero class, because that's with a starting kingdom, where you initially get everything, like Arena and that hero class. Anyways, yeah, that's a rundown of all the hero class stuff. Did I still not do dungeons? Did I finish it when I was rambling? Yes, but I forgot to go grab the thing. I have done that some days too. I like do all the battles, but then I forget to get the 50 gem thing. It's really only viable on Diamond Day, which is Sunday, but I personally get it every day because I can afford to. We have the resources accumulated from everything that we do, so that we can keep doing it. And I need the diamonds a lot more than I need the gems at the moment, because at least diamonds we can specifically focus stuff down that we might need in the future. Oops, I went to go into Soul Forge right there. Also, has anyone actually gotten... I didn't see anyone's responses earlier. I don't think anyone did mention anything. Did anyone get a Shocktopus for free yet from the mail? Because, of course, you can get it from the thing right here. You can get it right now, but at a 1 in 8 chance. But they said they were going to give out a free copy to everyone, but I still haven't gotten that. And they even have a Facebook post on it, but I still haven't gotten it. Let me see. What did they say on it? Let's see. I'm going to read through the chats here. Let's see. I haven't seen anything and been in. Yeah, they haven't given it out. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Da-da. Yeah. I don't think they actually gave it out yet. They have a post saying that they did 4 hours ago, but they're still not in the game from what I can see. And my collected rewards doesn't show it at all. That's weird. But we'll go over it tomorrow, assuming that by then they will hopefully have it out by then. But yeah, Shocktopus is definitely a really interesting troop. Not the most powerful of things, but it's a lot of fun to use, I do have to say. I wish it was viable on Defend, but for what I've seen from enemy Shocktopuses, they do not target correctly. So it's basically useless to use on Defend, meaning the main purpose you would even use it for, it's not really even worth using for, since, yeah, the AI doesn't use it properly, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of even trying to use it for Defend on Guild War days. But I guess you could maybe try it on one day, maybe on a really heavy true damage-oriented day, that you're running like Core Vash on Defend or something. But anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading off for tonight. I hope you have all had a wonderful Valentine's Day. Tomorrow, assuming Shocktopus comes out for free, we will be going over Shocktopus, and of course, normal time as always, our stream 1 hour prior to now tomorrow. We'll be streaming, messing around with Shocktopus, and hopefully new kingdom this Friday. Not 100% confirmed, though it does seem like tomorrow, I mean not tomorrow, this Friday will be the Shitang Kingdom, which brings that one troop all the way in the corner over there, as well as 7 other troops for the kingdom. And the event for it will be coming next patch, after about a week or two, bringing in new mechanics to whatever the new minigame thing is. So definitely a lot of fun stuff, as the new dragon has quite a few Chinese-themed troops, and looks like it's going to be a pretty decent kingdom. It also has a version of Alchemist, which might be replacing our Alchemist. Looks kind of nice. It doesn't have the gold gain, but it has more of a offensive benefit. But anyways, guys, I'll see you all later. Thank you all so much for coming down. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you all later. Have a wonderful rest of your week, everyone. Goodbye.